With John Carlson's injury, the Washington Capitals seem to have to make a move for another right-handed defenseman. This is Gillis TV, and welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel and don't mind hitting that subscribe button, we are 15 away from my goal of 400. Thank you guys so much. All the subs gained yesterday because of the Bo Horvat trade. I really appreciate it. Now let's get into this. The Washington Capitals are on a hunt for a defenseman by the trade deadline due to John Carlson's injury. The Los Angeles Kings present a perfect trade partner for them. Both teams will be fighting for their spots in the postseason until the end of the season, and both could benefit from an early pre-deadline move. The Capitals are willing to entertain offers for Lars Eller if they could get help on defense in return. Since Carlson is a right-handed shot defenseman, adding someone on the same handedness would be ideal but not necessary. The Kings happen to be stocked to the brim with right-handed shot defensemen and are looking for a partner to make a deal with. The Ottawa Senators have been in contact with them about Sean Walker or Matt Roy, but the Capitals can step in and take over a trade. The Kings have some injuries to a number of players, but Eller could be a great fit at center for their bottom six. He is usually good for 12 to 16 goals every year, but his shooting percentage is under his career average this season. This is a sign it will eventually return to the mean, and he could be in store for a better second half offensively. What Eller brings that the Kings would be most interested in is his two-way ability. Not only be great in his own end, he also is winning 55% of his faceoffs he takes and plays pretty physical. This would help keep more pucks out of the Kings' net, which they desperately need. The Capitals, on the other hand, would be able to take one of Waugh or Walker off the Kings' hands to help the Kings stay under cap and settle their defensive logjam they have going on right now. How this also helps the Capitals is a lot is Roy and Walker are both signed past the season. The Capitals only have Carlson under contract past the season, and it would give them one less uncertainty for the offseason. So for me, we're talking about trading Lars Eller possibly for a right-handed shot defenseman, which Washington needs after the whole John Carlson injury. And those two guys, one's 27, I believe Waugh is 27, and Walker's 28, could be a fair deal to be made here. Not one-on-one, of course. Lars Eller's being a bit older, it would probably have to move to a third, fourth round draft pick in a sense for the Kings to move one of these guys. But Lars Eller has been one of those guys who no one really talks about. His days in Montreal, I believe it was Montreal, most notably in Washington where he stepped it up some more. He can be that offensive production in that bottom six role that every team likes to see. So we'll hit up some stats here for Lars Eller. He's played in 50 games this season. He has 7 goals, 8 assists for 15 points in 50 games. He has a plus-minus of 2. So, he's been on the ice for at least 13 goals against for every 15 points he puts up. But at the same time, over the course of his career, we're talking about Lars Eller, who has almost 400 points. He has 363 career points in 920 games. That's pretty good for a guy who's always on the penalty kill, bottom six player. He is a minus 25, but that was more from the start of his career than anything if we go look at this. And it was with Montreal where he was minus 15, minus 13, whatnot. But over the past, since he got to Washington, plus 15, minus 6, minus 1, plus 3, minus 1, minus 4, plus 2. Really shut down player that can actually lead into what the LA Kings really need coming forward from anyone else. Now you go and look at the Kings players, and you look at Sean Walker, who's a minus 7. He is 28 years old, has 9 points in 45 games, 63 and 207 for his career. He's a pretty good second line pairing D. that you throw in until John Carlson gets back, and it still vamps up your defensive aspects for sure when you add a player like either Walker or Waugh if they pull the trigger on this. And Waugh for this season's played in 52 games. He has 16.6 goals, 10 assists for a -3, but he is a plus 35 in his career. He has 71 points in 258 games. Really good shutdown defenseman is Waugh. I see him I'm an Oilers fan. When we see LA, Waugh is one of those really good shutdown. And these both guys have playoff experience in some sort. Maybe it's not much, but it's some that they know what it's like to play in the playoffs now. And you look at last season for Waugh, he had 21 points. He has 16 this year, 10 the year before his career high. So he's really good when it comes to the plus minus. He was plus 23 last season. He can be that shutdown defenseman on the Washington Capitals. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. This has been Gillis TV. I'll catch you on the next one.